You're listening to Out of Office, a travel podcast.
Your go-to podcast for all things travel.
It's Out of Office, a travel podcast.
Finally.
We're back. Sorry, there's TikTok in my head.
I wonder what song you was dancing to just now, because I want to say, what is happening? So, this episode, Lori, what we talking about?
We are talking about solo travel tips.
Because y'all
People
need
always
it.
ask us too.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and we've dabbled on it a bit, but we never really spoke about it.
We can get into this real fast. The greatest tip you can ever have. I feel like Lori, you're agree with me on this. I can tell you what it is. And tell me you don't agree. Reserve now, pay later.
That's not where I thought she was going, but definitely. Because
Yeah.
you don't know what's going to happen.
No.
Or if you're going to switch a city in the middle of your trip. Anyway.
Thank you. So, I am the queen of Reserve Now, Pay Later. If I was to pull up my Expedia right now, you'd see that I have 8 hotels reserved for my next trip in Boston. You know why? Because they're on Reserve Now, Pay Later, and I can cancel and not be charged anything. The greatest tip you will ever have in life. You could do that with your hotels. You could do that with most of your tours.
Yeah.
Tours through Viator, tours through Get Your Guide. Yeah, Reserve Now, Pay Later.
So my other number one tip, because I feel like these are on par, is no matter where you are in the world, have common sense. Like have
Why
common
that
sense.
gotta be a tip?
Because some people don't have
No,
it.
not for you. I mean, like the fact that you even have to say this to people is like, no,
People
for real.
just do strange things.
And when you say that, we mean like be quite aware of your surroundings. Like
Yeah.
don't go walking around at night like Dominique,
or
know?
like L'Oreal.
Lori. We could do this because we're to the point now where we notice our surroundings.
Yeah, without even noticing.
You know? But if you're going to a new country, you're going solo, please do not go walking around aimlessly. A part of this tip I'm going to put in a part B is look like you've been here before
Yeah, don't be walking around like,
with a map.
oh my God.
Which way am I turning?
I'm so
Girl,
lost.
let me give you a good
Scammers will find you.
a C tip on a C part C on
Hey,
this.
part C.
If you're in your hotel room, because we support hotels and not Airbnbs.
We do.
When you're in your hotel room, you can Google map your destination, and once you
download
lose,
it.
you can download
You
it.
can
And even when
download
you
it.
leave Wi-Fi, it still shows you the journey.
Yeah. Now, it might show you like you as a car,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
But you can switch it to walking.
Because if you have common sense,
You switch it to walking.
sometimes it doesn't work, you know.
No, not all the time.
Random point, Google Maps did not work in Korea.
Yeah. Oh.
I had to use Naver, the
well,
local.
Korea.
No.
Korea.
Oh gosh, don't do that.
It's
Don't do
Korea.
that.
It is.
Okay. So we're gonna run through some solo travel tips and let you know how we feel about them and add our input. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people have tips and sometimes it's just ludicrous.
And we black.
You know, you gotta be realistic.
We black with locks.
Because you know
we don't look normal.
you know who's make these lists, you know? Who's make these tips. I won't say it. Yeah, I'll say palm colored people.
Not Laurie though.
Thank you.
Not her.
Thank you.
Just her people. So first tip, never tell people you're traveling alone.
Hold on, let me. Cal say just my people.
Not
Why
a
is she my friend?
Not her direct people.
Why?
The people in the big house.
It's like you know what? Moving on. So, never tell people you're traveling alone.
I agree with this.
I'm half on it.
To an extent.
Yeah, I'm half on it.
It depends.
Because I tell people I'm traveling alone all the time. But you just have to, like, you know, sometimes you
gotta-
just have a creepometer.
You gotta use common sense.
You
You're on the
know?
side of the road and someone asks you where you going, you be like, oh, I here alone. I looking for
Don't do that.
stupid.
Don't do Gal say stupid.
Stupid.
Don't do that. If
Yeah.
someone you're on a tour with,
Yeah.
because we talked about this a little earlier, if someone's on a tour with and it's like, oh, are you traveling alone?
Yeah.
Fine.
Because then you could go with them. I met
Fine.
this beautiful. Oh my God, they're from Colombia. They tell me I go to Colombia. Sorry. I met this amazing couple when I was in Peru. They live in Orlando. And they was asking me, they're like, oh, you traveling alone? I was like, yeah. You know they did? They messaged me late on that night on WhatsApp and was like, hey, we're out. We're going to come and pick
See?
you up.
Stuff like that can
Drop
happen.
me to the airport and everything.
Stuff like that can happen.
I got to message him to let him know.
What you can't do is go drinking at a bar and a
No.
random stranger sees you outside waiting on your taxi and like runs up on you and be like, you traveling alone?
Stupid.
Obviously you're not traveling alone. You have friends waiting on you. You know, that's why I say common sense is a big deal. Because I feel like a lot of solo travel tips can be something that you do. And
I agree.
if you are comfortable in your travels, then you're good on it. So I tell people I travel alone all the time.
I
random
think this segues
strangers.
into our next tip really well.
And I gained friends from it.
Wear a fake wedding ring.
I don't agree with this.
I agree with this to an extent. Now, if I go out at night,
She could take it out.
I come in for the
She can take it
boys.
out.
However, I don't go out at night.
You don't.
You never noticed that I never go clubbing? Have you ever
I was
noticed that?
clubbing.
I
I
don't-
missed a tour because I was
I
clubbing.
don't never go clubbing, but in certain cities, I will be open to going out to like dinner. I want to go out at night here and there,
Yeah.
but boy, I ain't dumb. I ain't going to Colombia night by myself to a club.
Me. Who?
When I look, I meet Pablo Escobar, second nephew, twice removed.
Not the Pablo Escobar.
I mean, although he probably look cute.
Anyway, so like I don't really agree with it because I don't believe in
Limiting her options. Say it.
That's not what I was gonna say.
Say it, girlfriend.
I was gonna say I don't believe in putting a wedding band or a ring on my wedding finger. 'Cause
Oh yeah, because you
it's-
don't.
I don't
It
really
is
into-
taboo.
Yeah,
I don't wear rings at all. That is a good. Wow.
So it's like a
I
thing.
see this perspective.
The thing is, what you can do, because I realized there was a post that I made before I went to Korea. I got my nails done and I was trying to show it off, yeah?
People
But I
thought
had
you
like
was-
this ring on my middle finger that looked like an engagement ring. So if you're a little uncomfortable with wearing
Yeah.
it on your wedding ring, put it on your middle finger. People only take a quick glance and they leave you alone. But I feel like
I am people. I take a quick
People-
glance at every man's hand.
people just
Yeah.
for the most part, for me, I haven't been approached in an aggressive way on any of my solo travels
Mhm.
for me to take that deterrent. But if that's something that you've experienced, try it out.
Stick close to crowds and families when moving around cities.
I'm a
I
rebel.
disagree.
I'm a rebel.
So
'cause
we can
that's
move on
boring
from
and
that
touristy.
because usually the families are trying to do something wholesome, and I'm not all the time.
So what should we trying to do? Next podcast. Anyway.
I went to a sex show in Amsterdam, and let me just say, not only did I happen to buck a man there who I was dating, who lived in Germany. Story time. I have to intercept this because y'all men, y'all ain't too bright when y'all ready because women stupid too, but y'all really dumb. I was dating this guy who lived in Germany. He was not white. He was a Bahamian, right? I told him before the trip, I said, hey, you should meet me in Amsterdam because Amsterdam and Germany are kind of close. He was like, oh, I'm not going to have the time. Okay, no problem. I get to Amsterdam. I go to the sex show with my friend Mia. Hey, La Mia. We're in Amsterdam waiting on the line to get into the show. I should look over and see who? Him. Nigga. Can I say that? Negro. How you get caught in a whole other country after you tell me you wasn't coming here?
Why would you come there the same
On
time I
my
was
mama,
coming?
on my hood, this story happened.
It did.
It
It did. It did.
you bold.
Learn how to lie or be sneaky about it. I
The
wouldn't go
look-
to the same country you
And
were
to
going to
make
be
matters
in.
worse, he was with a girl. The look on his face
That's why
was
he was
like,
busy. and
what
he
are the
had
chances of this
time.
woman being thousands of miles away in another country and she catch me in another country?
But you told him you were going, and
That's
I assume
destiny.
you told him the dates. That's why he said he was busy. So just don't go to the country on those dates.
Shut up, Buju. That's destiny.
You know?
Moving along. Avoid traveling by public transport.
No,
Disagree.
I disagree.
No, it says at night.
I disagree.
I disagree.
Wholeheartedly.
Because Thailand,
that was on the back of a bike.
back on people bike for $2. I ain't gonna lie, it's good. We can move along.
No, but like you have to like gauge it.
Yeah.
And be realistic.
You gotta use common sense.
You know,
You done
I
telling
tell you,
people to
common sense
use
is number
common
one.
sense, dog.
Are you not going to use public transportation in New York at night?
Depending
You
on
will, but you
depending
will
on
because
it.
taxis are public transport at the end of the day.
Oh yes.
So you will. Now, I don't know. I really don't agree with that.
No,
'Cause
I
you're
don't agree.
limiting your experiences as well.
Agreed. Arrange concierge transport services if you can from a trusted provider. I'm not a concierge girl. I'm bougie, but I'm not a concierge girl. I haven't reached it yet.
I feel like it depends on what I'm trying to do for my trip. So if you guys ever noticed, I don't go on Caribbean-esque trips. Typically, if I do, it's for work or carnival.
Because we already have that.
You know, we already have Sun and Sea. I don't need to see that. But I can see how that's appealing on like a vacation. If
Yep.
you go into, some private villas in Mexico or something. Like I could see that.
Yeah.
But that's not
I want to feel a little bougie.
yeah, that's not my bag.
Or
though.
when you go to Trinidad.
That's not my bag.
Trinidad, we a private concierge.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jonathan,
Hey, Jonathan.
the best drive in Trini.
But it depends, and it's not for me. It's not for me.
Yeah, it's not for the girls. Share your location. Oh God. Share your location with your friends and context at all times. This ain't the one that you need to get on before it's the next one. But I do share my location.
I see when she places she ain't supposed to be.
I went to Dallas and I didn't tell
Redacted.
people
She
I
didn't tell
went.
me. I just happened to look at Find My, right?
What is she doing in Dallas?
Because I was actually looking for my AirPods. And I decided to say, oh, wonder what my friends are doing. I saw this gal going to Texas. I could see her in real time walking around different restaurants, places. I said, oh, okay, I'll wait.
He had great taste.
I'll wait.
He had really good taste.
Next tip, I'll wait.
Go to lower and let me move on. Yeah, we agree with that. I agree with that. I send my location to Barrington. Hey, Barry.
Kelly has mine. She's had mine since Carnival 2020.
Exactly. I send mine to him because I know if there's one man in the world who could make sure I stay all the time, even though he my man, it's Barrington.
It's funny, my little sister, we share locations.
That's cute.
Yeah.
It's very, very cute. Okay. Oh God, it's this one. Tell people about your itinerary in advance so that they can follow up if they suspect a problem.
I know y'all remember that time, right? That I decided for my friend's birthday while she was traveling the world and exploring Thailand, I would surprise her with a beautiful, I want to tell you that bouquet was so gorgeous. I was mad she couldn't get it because I couldn't find anything like it. This gal changed her destination mid-flight. How am I supposed to know?
But you knew it was changed.
I knew afterwards.
I sent you the hotel.
You didn't tell me which dates.
I agree with this because
Then you wouldn't get flowers for your birthday.
Jesus. That ain't what I want for my birthday this year, no how.
I can't give you what you want for your birthday.
You right with that.
I can't give you what you want for your birthday. I'm not equipped. I am
This
sorry.
is not a PG. Oh my God. But agreed. Yes, I always share my full itinerary. I am an itinerary goyle to the point where I have the reservation, the confirmation number, the hotel location, what time I can check in, what time I can check out, hotel options and additional add-ons.
You know, it's so funny. I don't share my itinerary
psycho.
with anyone, and I just realized that.
Why you don't do that? Do you make like an itinerary?
No, of course not.
Oh yeah, because you're
I'm organic. I just go with
Yeah.
the wind. We're gonna have a podcast about our differences one day, and you're gonna be floored.
and I'm gonna bring my itinerary for Colombia. When I'm talking about, I have what terminal, I have the time it leaves, I have the confirmation, the reference code, the flight.
I know what hotel I stay in
I hate
and
this
when I
gal.
land in.
I hate this gal
That
so
is
much.
all I know.
But that just give me anxiety.
That's all I know.
But this is also why I travel solo because I know who I am.
Mhm.
Okay. Next, don't wear earphones while listening to music as you walk around. It distracts you from dangers and reveals that you have a smartphone.
Everyone has a smartphone. What's up with that?
I agree with the wearing earphones thing though. I think I agree with that.
I actually disagree, but I disagree.
I wouldn't wear it
for
like in a
certain
market.
Things.
Like I'd
I'll
wear it
wear
on
it.
the bus.
I'll wear it
On a
whenever.
train.
I'll wear it whenever. I feel like, not saying that
You just a
because
ball
you're.
of fun.
I am. I'm a ball of chaos. I think that it's not that I think that if you're experienced, things won't happen to you, but I feel like if you're not experienced as a solo traveler, definitely, try not to use your headphones.
Mhm.
If you are, then I feel like you have better spatial awareness and you anticipate things a little more. So once I'm walking somewhere or in the train or the bus or anything like that, my AirPods are in
Okay.
on noise cancellation.
I put my AirPods in, but not when I'm like walking about on a train or on a bus maybe. But I don't usually carry my AirPods with me. I also have a great fear of losing my AirPods because I lose them often, which is why I have 3 pairs. I have a pair on my keys, I have a pair in my car, and I have a pair at home. Mostly for the gym because one thing I will never do. I feel like
You have 3 pairs of AirPods?
working out without AirPods, working out without music is a sin.
First of all, you shouldn't do it. And people who do it, they're psychopaths.
And once or twice I left home without them for some reason on my keys, and I went in my car, got them out my car.
See? But I'll say this. If you're walking around a new city and you put on your favorite playlist, it gives very much main character vibes. Like you're in a movie.
Yeah.
Your theme song is playing. And I like to pretend like I'm in a little movie when I'm away. So.
Well, you also think you're the main character in any
Why not?
country.
Why wouldn't I be a main character in my own world? Exactly.
Dress appropriately and as similar to the locals as you can. You want to blend in. Now,
Yeah.
I have a word.
I'm half on that.
I have a word about this.
I'm half
As
on that.
someone that has traveled to countries where the dress code is nothing similar to what I would wear on a usual basis, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, in Egypt, I had a lot of people commenting on my clothes and saying, oh, you dressed really nice for this trip, but why you in long sleeve, etc., and all this heat?
Because
The women there will make you feel so uncomfortable that you
really,
will
the
wish.
women will.
The women and the men.
Oh, okay.
The
I didn't
women
expect
and the
the
men.
women.
The women are just as bad. They will make you
Mm.
feel so uncomfortable that you wish you covered up properly.
Wow.
And so for me, because I think this is the natural tip. If you're going to a place that's like mostly Muslim based,
Oh, definitely.
please dress properly.
Definitely. No, respect
Dress
the people's
appropriately.
culture and their religion in their country.
Yes.
Don't just pop in there with like some pum shorts and all
No,
your titties out when you know it's a conservative
There was a
country.
girl
Don't do
at
that.
the train station that had on a lace corset and shorts.
No way.
No jacket, no sweater.
No way.
Me and Michelle was like,
I'd be mortified. I'll be mortified because that's disrespectful.
that's a different level. And for me, and you might get a little upset by this, if you can't go to somebody else's country and cover up yourself properly and still feel sexy and attractive, then you can't dress.
It's valid.
There are many ways to still look attractive while fully clothed. I had to learn that this past trip because, as you can see, I'm a woman that likes to show something.
Yeah. But I mean, it really goes down to just respecting.
Yeah, man. Just respect these
Just
people's culture.
respecting. Like in Japan and Korea, so in the West, cleavage is
I
nothing.
mentioned that in my thingum.
Yeah, cleavage is nothing. It's the reverse still there.
Mhm.
So if y'all ever see me, like I got some.
She got some
titties.
tatas.
Yeah, I got some titties.
She
So
got some
I worked
tatas.
really hard to like cover them up, but in the reverse, the shortest of short pants don't matter. Whereas here, if something is too short, people are like, what's going on? I could see your lunch and thing like that. So it's the reverse. So
lunch.
old people will say.
I like that phrase.
Old people will say.
I like
But
that
like,
phrase.
if you're going someplace, dress appropriately, not only for the culture and the religion they observe, because you're a guest,
Yeah.
but also for the weather. Okay.
Of course.
Don't be in like spaghetti straps and leggings when it's 50 degrees. You're not gonna have a good trip. You're gonna be miserable. So just keep that in mind.
Boy. Sorry.
Oh, little messaging.
Sorry. No, I let my friends, Jeffrey, those know, the guys.
From Colombia.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because I know I would have forgot.
Yeah.
Because I got people all around the world who I can link up with.
And
in
that's the power of
different area
travel.
codes.
Yeah.
These are my hosts, though.
I-
Okay, so this is a tip that I added in.
Okay.
Always purchase trip insurance. Now, as someone that has canceled a trip to Cuba 3 times in the span of 2 weeks, I would like to say that this works. Expedia gives you the option when you're
Yeah.
booking a trip to, protect it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I don't. I ain't gonna lie. But I also don't purchase my flights directly through Expedia. Most times I purchase it directly through the airline because what you'll realize is if for some reason something happens, Expedia as a third-party website will
Yeah.
give you problems when refunding versus purchasing directly through the
Yeah.
actual airline site.
Definitely. And depending on your loyalty, like if you're American
Yeah.
Airlines and Delta.
But you can put in your points.
No, you
thing
can, but
on,
it's
yeah.
if you purchase
It's better
directly
though.
and depending on your loyalty tier, you can have free changes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. Another tip to piggyback off of this, because we're going to round off, I think, in a few. Another tip to piggyback, if you're trying to find cheap flights, this is my favorite tip. Well, my second favorite tip. Use Google Flights first. Because you could, on different days, you don't use this?
Of course not.
Okay.
I live in chaos.
So here's my favorite. She does. Here's my favorite tip. You use Google Flights to pick the days that you want and to see the cheapest rates on the different days. So Google Flights shows you a calendar and shows you which days are actually cheaper automatically.
Yeah, it does.
I love
It does.
that.
It does.
And Google Flights shows you 99.9% of the airlines in the world that are going to the destinations that you want to go to. Because websites like Expedia and Booking.com
Are based on Western
and they don't
and cultures.
and also airlines that would have bought into
Yeah.
advertising.
Yeah.
But Google Flights shows you everything. My next favorite tip is if you can't afford to pay for a trip, it's okay. I couldn't afford to pay for a trip back then. You can do
back then.
back
She
then.
can now. Money. She got money.
No, I broke them. So yeah, back then when I couldn't afford trips like that, I used to do a down payment when I like went to Egypt because that's my first big trip. There's this website called Airfordable.
I remember you mentioned this. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
black owned. We take sponsorship. They're black owned travel website and they let you pay for your tickets in down payments.
Oh,
And
that's
I think
nice.
the interest is like maybe 7%.
Mm.
But it's really, really cool. Now the only catch with this is if you're a Bahamian and you're looking to book your tickets from Nassau, it doesn't let you do it like that.
I have to do it from
You have to do it
stateside
from
port.
from stateside or wherever. So that's another tip. You
Mm.
never book your tickets direct from Nassau. You always book your
No.
tickets direct from a hub to the international destination, and then you book it from Nassau to the international destination.
Yeah, sometimes I do when I just can't be bothered. Like
Once
if
in
I'm
a
going to
while.
like London, I'm just like, "Ugh,
Well,
let me take the one flight up.
you can go from Newark, NEWARK,
Yeah.
to London for like. There's also a new airline that recently popped up
What is this now?
that can take you to Italy from New York for $400.
Go test it out and let me know how.
I am. I already
Test
booked
out,
the
test
ticket.
out, test out, test out. But let me see what I can add to it.
You know you got tips.
My tips aren't really about like booking, although I'm always.
You travel for convenience, so you do a lot of convenience stuff.
I do.
Which is
One
good.
thing you should definitely do. I always say this: be a part of some loyalty something, man. Just be a part of some loyalty something.
Every single time you click
you know,
purchase.
That's true, right?
Join that.
Sometimes, like realistically, like for me, I realize people don't travel as much as I do because a lot of the times I do travel, I'm not doing it on my dime because of work.
Yes.
So I can have
Big mood. Hey, I can't wait to get a job to let me travel to the States.
I can have all of the loyalty rewards and spread over my purchases.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's something that you don't typically do, find your favorite and always patronize them.
Mm-hmm.
And you would see how that would, come back. For instance, Marriott, I'm a Marriott Gold member now.
I'm a Marriott also, because
Hey.
you know.
So now I automatically get 2 p.m. checkout.
Yeah.
It's small things like that. You get lower rates.
And those are
Get a little bit
those are
like,
beautiful.
it's certain things that you can get. So that's my tip. And my other tip is more just all around exploration.
common sense.
Not just common sense, but definitely take time to enjoy the destination for the things that are different from where you're from.
You talking to me? Because I feel like you talking to me and trying to tell me I rushed too much. Your attitude's really poor.
Boy, this sounds like guilt because no one's talking about you. What is
I ain't
happening?
gonna lie.
You feel like you rush too much.
I'm trying to. I don't think I rush, but I think I don't take time to breathe.
Oh, you should.
Like
Try
I was
it
talking
out.
to someone the other day, and there's like, Dom, when have you ever taken a trip where you like had days in between? And I was
You
like,
should.
who does that?
Me, I cannot.
I can't imagine doing that.
Hey, one day I was in Japan. I was like, I'm asleep today.
No, I remember.
I'm asleep. She was not happy with me,
Oh.
but I was tired, and it was also vacation.
I
So I'm
want to
gonna
take a
rest.
vacation
I'm
someday.
gonna rest.
That day will not be today.
But no, take times to try things you haven't tried before, taste things you haven't tasted before, food, and and also just like really appreciate the differences between
Don't
you
go
and
to
the people
do
that are
things
there.
that you do home.
Yeah, like don't go to McDonald's, babe. Like go
Well,
to McDonald's if you want to.
I went to
'cause they do have
Kentucky and
different
Egypt, and I
menus.
will say Egyptian Kentucky is as amazing as Nassau, Kentucky.
Kentucky.
She don't like Kentucky.
Disgusting.
She don't like Kentucky. An abomination against the
Anyway,
Caribbean.
but really just appreciate the travel, man. Like a lot of times a lot of Bahamians just go to Miami and thing, and New York and Texas. There's nothing wrong with that. But definitely
you can get to Columbia as cheap as you can get to Texas. Cheaper, actually.
just, check it out.
You can go to Boston
You
for
know?
$3 something. You can go to
Yeah.
DC for $3 something. You can go to New York for $3 something.
So just expand, guys.
Yeah, babe.
Expand. So that would be like me to wrap up my solo tips. Next time we're gonna talk about the differences between Dom and I. That actually might be a 2-part series. It
Damn.
might be. It might be. Because it's planning and then being there.
And it's just overall us.
It's very different. But thanks for checking us out on episode 4 of season 2.
Ooh, I didn't even know that was
I
before.
know.
Wow.
Out of Office, a podcast, finally. We back in office, but we'll see y'all next time.